Hello everyone. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic that forms the very blueprint of life itself, DNA. We'll explore what DNA is, what it does, and how it has evolved over time. DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, is a molecule that carries the genetic instructions used in the growth, development, functioning, and reproduction of all known living organisms and many viruses. DNA is often referred to as the blueprint of life because it contains the instructions needed to build and maintain an organism. Structurally, DNA is composed of two long strands that form a double helix. Each strand is made up of simpler molecules called nucleotides. Each nucleotide contains three components: a phosphate group, a sugar molecule, deoxyribose, and a nitrogenous base. There are four types of nitrogenous bases in DNA: adenine, A, thymine, T, cytosine, C, and guanine, G. The sequence of these bases encodes genetic information. DNA has several crucial functions. The primary role of DNA is to store genetic information. The sequence of nitrogenous bases along a DNA strand forms the genetic code. This code is read in groups of three bases, known as codons, each of which specifies a particular amino acid. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, which perform a vast array of functions in living organisms. Before a cell divides, its DNA must be copied so that each new cell receives a complete set of genetic instructions. This process is known as DNA replication. During replication, the two strands of the DNA double helix are separated, and each strand serves as a template for the formation of a new complementary strand. This ensures that the genetic information is accurately passed on to the next generation of cells. DNA contains the instructions for making proteins through two main processes: transcription and translation. During transcription, a segment of DNA is copied into messenger RNA, mRNA. This process occurs in the cell nucleus. The mRNA then travels to the ribosome, where it is read and translated into a protein. Transfer RNA, tRNA molecules bring the appropriate amino acids to the ribosome, where they are assembled into a protein according to the sequence of codons in the mRNA. DNA also plays a role in regulating when and where specific genes are expressed. Gene expression is controlled by various mechanisms, including the binding of regulatory proteins to specific DNA sequences, and the modification of DNA and histones, the proteins around which DNA is wound. The story of DNA's evolution is a long and complex one, spanning billions of years. Many scientists believe that life began with RNA, not DNA. RNA, or ribonucleic acid, is similar to DNA but is single-stranded and has the base uracil, U, instead of thymine, T. RNA can store genetic information and catalyze chemical reactions, which suggests that early life forms may have relied on RNA for both genetic information and enzymatic functions. Over time, DNA likely evolved from RNA. DNA is more stable than RNA due to its double-stranded structure and the absence of the reactive hydroxyl group found in RNA. This stability makes DNA a better long-term storage molecule for genetic information. The transition from RNA to DNA as the primary genetic material may have been a key step in the evolution of more complex life forms. In the early stages of life's evolution, the exchange of genetic material between different organisms, called horizontal gene transfer, played a significant role. This process allowed for the rapid spread of beneficial genes and the development of new traits. Even today, horizontal gene transfer is common among bacteria and other microorganisms. As organisms evolved, genetic mutations, changes in the DNA sequence, introduced genetic diversity. Natural selection acted on this diversity, favoring traits that increased an organism's chances of survival and reproduction. Over time, this process led to the evolution of new species and the incredible diversity of life we see today. In more complex organisms, such as eukaryotes, organisms with cells that have a nucleus, DNA has evolved to include large amounts of non-coding DNA that does not code for proteins. Some of this non-coding DNA plays regulatory roles, while other parts are remnants of ancient viral infections or duplicated genes that have lost their original function. In summary, DNA is the fundamental molecule that carries the genetic instructions for life. It stores genetic information, replicates to pass on this information, guides the synthesis of proteins, and regulates gene expression. The evolution of DNA from RNA, the role of horizontal gene transfer, the influence of genetic mutations and natural selection have all shaped the diversity of life on Earth. Understanding DNA not only provides insights into the history of life, but also holds the key to many future scientific and medical advancements. From gene editing to personalized medicine, The study of DNA continues to revolutionize our understanding of biology and our ability to address some of the most pressing challenges facing humanity. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating content.